Hi, we're Interpol, and you're watching Rage.
This next one is Blinded by the Light by The Streets, and if you're not familiar, the song is actually a pretty straightforward narrative song about not finding some girl. It sounds kind of like he's getting chumped by this chick who shows up with some other guy and is kind of ditching the singer, but it's shot like just really kind of documentary style in a way, and it's really like, it's not so much that he's a good actor. I mean, I think he is a good actor because he does pull off like this complete believability of the scenario that you're watching. It's like a short film, and it's a rare thing in videos that they can really pull off having that quality of like really good short film. And as I was talking to the cameraman about, there's a steady cam shot, which is like when they rig a camera to the person, which I think is inspired by Harvey Keitel in Mean Streets. It's another film reference where he's like drunkenly walking through a bar, and like you can kind of get a sense of the perspective of the person being wasted by looking at their face and looking at how the room's whirling around behind them as they're kind of stumbling around. And then at the end of the video, he gets his ass kicked, and it's all just done with like a real high degree of realism. It's a really, really good video. So this is Blinded by the Light.
It's a message to Rudy, which I always thought was a message to you, Rudy, because the lyric is such. But the special is actually one of my first memories of music, maybe in life in some ways. I was still living in England, and I just remember seeing pictures of them all dressed up and their little hats and their suits and looking really, really sharp. I was really, really young, and I had two older brothers, and they were kind of more into a different kind of style. I guess they liked more bands that were a little bit more punkier looking, I guess, in a way, and I kind of just thought that the specials looked so cool. I mean, I was really young, but I thought that they looked so cool. Anyway, we had a big dispute about that, I remember. And but the Specials, I think, were a great band, and they were certainly one of my favorite bands for a while. Them and the English Beat, probably when I was in high school. And it's a great song. I think it sounds classic to today. And if you don't really hear them that much out and about. People don't really talk about the Specials so much these days. But if you do hear it in a bar, I think it's one of those songs that always just sounds good. And it's something that at the time I don't think that they thought it'd be timeless, because they're very much music influenced by other kinds of music. But I think if you do hear it now, it does sound timeless, and it's a great song. So here you are, Specials, a message to Rudy.
Rage, we're Interpol. This is Paul. I'm Carlos Daniel. And next up, we're going to see a video called Frontier by Dead Can Dance. Dead Can Dance were a group very prominent in the 80s, part of a label called 4AD, which was a very sort of art project-y kind of label that had a very specific sound during a certain point in time, a very crucial time in the history of post-punk. Lots of the bands that were on 4AD were very ethereal, very exploring sort of new musical tapestries within the medium of post-punk. And generally it was all very ethereal, lush, colorful sounding stuff. Dead Can Dance actually took that whole concept to a new level and eschewed with any sort of typical rock instrumentation and started using old medieval instruments and keyboard orchestrations and so forth, and they cultivated a very dark sound. They had a very unique and identifiable sound, and kind of sort of swooned me or won me over to their side for many, many years. When I first saw this video, I was completely enchanted by the aesthetics of it, the lighting and the spookiness of it, and the angelic quality of it. And Lisa Gerrard, one of the singers in Dead Can Dance, is the one that sings this song, and she looks quite angelic, and it's very otherworldly. So it's a very special video for me, and I think also special in the sense of musical history, I suppose. So here we go, without further ado, Dead Can Dance, Frontier.
All right, we're back, and the next song we're going to play, video we're going to see, is Are You the One That I've Been Waiting For by Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. And Carlos is right here. Look, it's Carlos. Nick Cave is one of those artists and the Bad Seeds, it's just one of those artists that are very, very hard to kind of pin down a favorite song or a song you want to hear. I think they're great at exploring different moods, the slow, more kind of ballady songs, the really upbeat rockin' kind of ones. And so it was kind of a hard process choosing this song, but I think it's a really beautiful song, and it's in my head right now. And I love the delivery, and it's in the book of songs that we're allowed to select from. So that was all the decision-making process. So here you are, without further ado, Are You the One That I've Been Waiting For by Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds.